Insoles for shoes, and what are the best insoles to add to shoes? Now, when we're looking to add an insole to a shoe, there's usually something that we're trying to get. So either we're looking for more support, more cushioning to take up some extra room, we might have foot pain, or we might have some pressure on the front of our feet that's a little bit uncomfortable. So usually there's a reason for doing this, and often what we find is that footwear alone doesn't usually have a nice arch support or a particularly thick cushioned insole. That's a very general statement, but that's usually what we find. So what we find is that adding an aftermarket insole to a shoe or a boot will help to increase the comfort and can also increase the life of the shoe, and it'll also decrease the wear and tear on your feet and make your feet generally more comfortable across the workday. So the features we look for when we're trying to select an insole to put into a work boot or a work shoe or even a running shoe for that matter, it is very similar. So the first feature we look for is the aim of the insole is usually we want to support the arch. So when we support the arch, this helps to keep the arch higher and raised. And what it does, it takes a lot of the pressure off the mid-tarsal joint and the mid-foot joints and through the foot, and also the ligaments and joints on the bottom of the foot. So if we look at our trusty old foot skeleton here, so this is a left foot, this is the big toe here, and if we look at it from the inside, if we allow our arch to collapse, all the joints open up and it puts excessive pressure. So if you have a look at this joint here, so for example, when that opens up, you can see that there's the joint at the bottom opens right up and there's no contact at the bottom of the joint, and all the pressure goes on the top of the joint. So this can lead to more arthritis. So the first feature we look for is support the arch. That's most people have when they have foot pains and foot problems, it's from the foot rolling in too far. So if we support that arch, it takes the pressure off the joints and the ligaments and the muscles of the foot and helps to rest the foot. The second thing we look for is it a cushioned insole? So usually what we find is when we add something softer, so you can see this one's a polyurethane insole, when we add a softer insole under the foot, it helps to cushion the high impact areas of the heel and the forefoot. And you can see this one, this is the Ergonx Ultra Soft. It actually has the cushioning positions in the heel, forefoot and toe. So then if we have a look at normal walking patterns, they'll be, the most pressure will be at the heel, the forefoot and the toe in that pattern. So cushioning is very important because as we age, if you imagine in the forefoot area, just where this forefoot pad is, you have a plantar fatty pad on your foot. And what this aims to do is underneath these metatarsal heads, this is where we weight bear when we're on the front of our foot. There's a plantar fatty pad that sits up under there. And what that does, it helps to cushion the foot. Now, over time, as we age, this plantar fatty pad starts to break down and the fat actually moves to the sides a little bit. So it allows these metatarsal heads to push through to the ground. And what the first sign of this is we start to get some callus patterns over the metatarsal heads. This can get very painful as it starts to put extra pressure on the plantar metatarsal ligaments. These get sore and they feel perpetually bruised, so they'll just feel bruised all the time without actually standing on anything. So that's another big feature. We try and cushion the foot so that the insole does the work, not the plantar fatty pad in your foot, and the fatty pad will actually last longer and you won't get any of those plantar callousings. The other thing we look for is a heel cup. So if we can keep this heel cup to what this actually does, it keeps the foot's natural fatty pad. Just as we just spoke about, there's a fatty pad in the forefoot, there's also one underneath the heel. So if we can keep that foot's natural fatty pad under the heel, it doesn't let the fat pad disperse to the sides, and it helps to cushion the heel more, and it'll make for a more comfortable insole. So just keeping that fatty pad under the foot enhances the foot's natural pad and helps to make the foot feel more comfortable across the workday. We also have an antibacterial upper, is what we look for on our insoles. Now, if we wear no socks with anything against our foot, it will eventually smell, but an antibacterial upper really does help to limit the amount of bacterial growth because the sweat will get into the insole and then the bacteria will live in the sweat. So an antibacterial upper is a great thing that we look for. These extra cushioning positions is also another thing we look for. Because it just, as we discussed about the natural fatty pads in the feet, it helps to cushion these a little bit further and helps to limit the pressure on the plantar fatty pads, and what that does is it means that your plantar fatty pad won't wear out as quickly. So as you age, your feet won't ache when you're walking on hard tiled floors. That is pretty much the major features we look for when selecting an insole and finding what insoles are best to go into a shoe. Another really important feature is that it's got to fit properly in the shoe. If we put the insole in and it's too tight against your toes, that will cause more problem than it solves, and you might need to go up a shoe size. We also remove the inner sole from shoes. We've got one here that we can show you. So when fitting an insole like this into a shoe, we remove the insole from the shoe and we replace it with our off-the-shelf insole. So that's how we select the best insoles for shoes. I hope this helps. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. It's really simple to do and it really does help out our channel. If you need more information on the topics discussed, you can find some links in the description where they'll take you to our website where we can discuss this in a little bit more detail. If you have a specific question that you'd like answered, please comment in the comment section below and we'll do our best to make a video to address your question. Thank you all for watching and we'll see you next time.